Fadi, Steve, we're here at the close of ICANN 51. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us here in Los Angeles.
It was a pleasure.
Steve, let's start with you. We came into this meeting with some clouds over the community's acceptance of the accountability process. Where are we now?
Well, I think we made big strides. Certainly it's had a lot of attention. There is a history of an awful lot of accountability mechanisms and attention to accountability, and this has just added to that and heightened it, and I think we're in for a set of improvements, incremental improvements, but improvements nonetheless. A lot of very frank and forthright discussion, and some clearing away of some extraneous concerns and staying focused on how to carry out the transition and carry out the business of ICANN on a smooth basis, and have, as I say, a fleshing out and an improvement and then a higher level of visibility of the accountability mechanisms.
Where are we toward that end goal of getting consensus, of getting acceptance, community acceptance?
I think the community left ICANN 51 with a great sense of confidence that we are now on board and on track and aligned. I have held many meetings during this week, and frankly, as the week went on, the confidence in the path forward was strengthened. And I feel that the accountability track is now on track. I feel that the ICG work is impressively on track, remarkably so given the number of communities involved. Watching this week what they were doing, and they're still meeting today, frankly gives heart to anyone who believes in the multi-stakeholder model and its effectiveness in building solutions. I'm confident we will have a proposal ready for the NTIA and the US government to review next year, and I'm confident, more importantly, that this will happen with complete consensus. And we will stay very vigilant in supporting the community and ensuring that we meet that important test, because the world is watching.
What lies ahead from this point going forward for ICANN staff?
Moving forward, staff needs to continue to support the community's consensus, because if we arrive at the end of the accountability process with any solution that does not represent community consensus, which includes the board, the stakeholders, and the staff, then it will be dead on arrival. So that's the learning we have, and you have the staff's commitment and mine to ensure that in the months ahead, our number one job is to ensure the community's bottom-up consensus is at the center of any solution we come up with.
Steve, what lies ahead for the board going forward?
Well, the board is paying close attention, of course. The board is very, very supportive. Questions been asked about, what would happen if the board had a view different from what the proposal might be, and I frankly think that that's an extremely unlikely event. And we're all have the same goal, which is to work out the right way for this transition to be. There isn't much of a distinction. The real work, and Fadi alluded to this, I want to emphasize, the real work is now happening at sort of two levels. Each of the individual components of the IANA operation are being reviewed by the appropriate constituencies, and the overall framework is being reviewed. Yeah. We have a liaison from the board actively involved, and as I say, the board is watching and is confident and pretty pleased and not worried in the slightest. And the only thing that we watch closely is whether or not this might take longer than it should, or what the pace of it is. But we're eager.
Fadi, Commerce Secretary Pritzker was here, spoke during the opening ceremony. Did that indicate a U.S. government buy-in to the process as it's going along?
Unequivocally. This was a very strong statement by a very senior member of this administration, the U.S. administration, affirming the commitment of the U.S. government to ICANN's independence and to empowering the multi-stakeholder community to manage its affairs. we were frankly delighted by Secretary Pritzker's message and her presence with us. She removed any doubts or any, frankly, concerns that anyone has about the U.S. administration's commitment to work with us for a smooth transition that strengthens what we have built all these years. I also want to add that the whole process that the U.S. government started on March 14th, which they reaffirmed during ICANN51 with the presence of the Secretary, is a process that shows the world that the multi-stakeholder approach to Internet governance works. And that's important at a time when the world is thinking through how to address other non-technical issues of Internet governance. We are a beacon for a model that is working, that has delivered an Internet that not only has provided economic progress to the ends of this earth, but also has provided the most powerful human solidarity and human development tool that's ever been developed by men. So we should stay behind this model and support it. Distributed Internet governance based on the multi-stakeholder approach is critical to the future of the Internet.
Steve, do you feel the same way about Fadi? Do you share his encouragement?
Well, Fadi was very mild in what he said. Let me try to pump it up a little bit. I'm being slightly facetious. Everything he said is right. In addition, it was quite evident that not only was Secretary Pritzker bringing the message of the administration, of the U.S. administration, and of the Department of Commerce, but she herself understood, has deep knowledge in this, and is fully committed as well. It is not just a pro forma message carrying capacity that she's here, but she was exhibiting personal leadership, personal knowledge, and personal commitment to it all. It was quite heartwarming. It was a very positive experience.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.